Hello, CS20 students. This is just a quick little video because I realized there was one thing I forgot to handle that is on the exam, and I didn't handle it in any of the 3 live sessions that we did. And that is if you have function calls within function calls, so like a nested function call. If we look down at the bottom here, the only thing this program does is it prints the result of running these two functions. But I need to be clear on what actually happens when you're running a function inside another function. So what happens is it actually runs from inside out. So the innermost function needs to run first so that you can get a result, a number returned to it. And then that number that's returned is going to be used for the outside function. So we've got basically function 1 is inside of function 2, and function 2 uses whatever the answer is for function 1 in order to complete itself. So it won't work. Function 2 won't work unless it has a number in here that it can use to send to function 2 to do the math. So the two functions are very simple math. I've got two variables. I've got num1 and num2. The first function takes those two numbers and then just adds them together and returns the sum. And then the second function takes whatever was returned by the first function and then just multiplies it by 2. So basically the first function is going to add these two numbers together, and then the second function is going to take whatever the result of that is, and it's going to multiply it by 2. So just in our heads, we know that 5 plus 6 is 11, and we multiply 11 by 2, and we're going to get 22. But the whole point is that function 2 cannot run until function 1 actually results in a value. So it runs from inside out, and you can have as many functions inside, as many functions as you want. You'll rarely see more than one or two inside another one. But as long as you remember that it works inside out, you know that you're going to get a number for the first one, and then the second one's going to use that number. And if there's a third one, it's going to use the number produced by the second one. It just keeps going in order until you reach the very outside function. In this case, we only have 2 levels, so function 2 is the outside level. So I'm just going to quickly step through this to show you what's happening. So it sets our variables. They're both clearly integers. It looks at function 1. It looks at function 2. It doesn't run anything. And then when it runs this last print line, it needs to run function 1. So it's going to send the number 5, and it's going to send the number 6 as arguments. They're going to be received up here in function number 1 as parameters. So pnum1 is now 5 and 6. It's going to return 11. Okay, and now because it has, it has a result for function 1, which was 11. It sends the 11 up to function 2, so pnum3 becomes 11, as you can see. And now it just does the simple math here, which is taking the 11, multiplying it by 2. And then after that's done, it's completed everything inside the print brackets. So it just prints the final result, which is 22. So that's what's happening there, and that's how you deal with function calls that are inside other function calls, or often called nested function calls. Just send me an email if you have any questions about it.